To what extent is poverty a global issue?
Poverty is a significant global issue because it affects 80% of the world's population.
For example, over 1.1 billion people in the world don't have enough fresh water.
At least 80% of humans live on $10 a day.
%80 of the world's population live in countries with extremely wide income differentials.
The poorest 40% of the world's population that live in poverty live in the richest countries.
28% of children in developing countries are underweight.
There are 2.2 billion children in the world, and over 1 billion of them are affected by poverty.
Nearly 95% of children living in poverty have worse grades than those from working class or wealthy families.
One of the most severe cases of poverty is Brazil. Over 40% of Brazil's population live in poverty, while 10% of its population are considered to be rich, including soccer players. In the favela, which consists of inadequate housing and confined spaces, there are 13,000 families sharing homes. 11.4 million people out of 190 million in the country live in the favela.
India is a significant subject to convey the insistence of poverty. In India, over 24% of its population fell under the global poverty line in 2014. India has produced a small decline of poverty over 4 years, and the result has been a drop from 37% to 24%.
What are some causes of poverty?
Natural disasters. Natural disasters such as droughts, floods, hurricanes, and earthquakes have devastated communities throughout the world. Developing countries often suffer extensive damage through natural disasters.
For example, in Haiti, just south of the US, experienced a magnitude 7.0 earthquake in 2010. The damage was considerably high, and Haiti was in obvious need of aid. The US have produced minimal amount of aid toward Haiti, and in the result of this, the devastation has overrun 250,000 residents and 30,000 commercial buildings.
Limited resources enable these countries to acquire vulnerabilities to their infrastructure and mechanisms that are prone to conditions. Cities hit by natural disasters often go into poverty because people lose their houses and the government raises taxes to pay for the damage caused. Haiti is another example of this because there were extreme cases of demolition to buildings and homes, and with minimal presence of aid from the US, they would consistently remain in the same condition.
Unemployment. Governments are collapsing due to high national debt, which is leading to inflation and unemployment in both rich and poor countries. This is a leading cause of poverty. Many people living in countries in national debt simply cannot pay off the rising taxes, and this leads them to using all their income to try and pay off taxes. This causes a lack of food, clothes, and many household items we take for granted these days.
An example of this is in Greece, where the national debt is over $368 billion. What are some solutions to help end global poverty?
The creation of good jobs. Creating more quality jobs will help the poor get a higher income and reduce poverty. More education. Providing education will expand people's knowledge and experience towards essential priorities in life such as reading, writing, speaking, and socializing.
Improve wages. Just like creating more good jobs, upgrading wages will increase the poor's income and put more money back into the economy. This is because more people will have money to spend.
Water sanitation. Providing available sanitary water would enable people living in poverty to maintain hydration and health. This would also lead to healthcare availability because the people would be provided with knowledge about the water and also would be given sustainable mechanics to produce it.
More available healthcare. Increasing free healthcare will increase the health of the poor. This is because poor families can't afford to go to the doctors.
Child participation. Helping children learn their rights and engage in civic duties sets the foundation for a strong community.
Improvement of housing. Providing adequate housing would enable families to acquire sustainability. It would also give families strength and would give communities a morale that they could aspire to.